So here's just a quick tip for people that are just doing sugar washes and making vodka. When you've done your 4 shots and your heads transitions and you've run about, say, 500 to 700 mils of heads, and then you've got into your hearts, and I've run the hearts now into 2.5 litres. I'm still producing now after the 5th hour. I run my still really low and really slow so that my transitions are very even. I've been doing the tails now for 2 hours. It's coming out very slow, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I've got a full 300 ml bottle of tails number 6. So I'm doing rolling cuts, as you can see. One thing I wanted to tell you is when people say just keep running your still right down to 30%, and then once you get down to 30% or 20% or whatever, then just turn your still off. Well, the problem is this condenser is determined, the speed of it is determined by how much the water flow is over here. So the quality of what's coming out of this tube has absolutely zero reference to what's still in the still. The speed of the condenser determines the quality of what's coming out of the tube here. So don't keep rolling all the way down to, say, 30%, because basically there's nothing left in the water. So my still, I've done 6 bottles now of tails, and it is still coming out at 65% alcohol. And basically what happens is that the quality comes out determined on how much water you're running. No reference to what's still in the still. If there's no more alcohol in the still, it will slow down here. But if you've got your condenser running flat out, like I do, it ups the quality of what's coming out. So all that happens is the quality stays the same, but it gets so slow that it gets so boring that you just turn the still off, basically. And that way you get a very even tails transition. And if you don't want the wet dog smell from the tails, the trick is when you're heating, you want the heating to be very slow, because if you cook some of the stuff that's in the wash, that's going to be rolling round and round and round in here for 6 hours, or 5 hours in this case. That's where the tail smell comes from heating it up too quickly. So heat it slow and low and long, and you'll get better quality and better transitions. Here's just an additional side note. If you are getting very rich candy, candy apple, sugar, sort of almost artificial sugar, intense sugar smells coming through in your distillate, that is a sign that you've heated it up too quickly in the beginning, and you've caramelized some of the sugar and it is now dissolved. Because you've got to remember, on the outside of the element, even though it's under the water, it's creating a vapor, a shield around the element of vapor, basically. So it's not actually touching the water, if you think about it. It's actually an insulated area around the element full of gas and steam. And if that steam is running too hot because you've run your element too quickly in the beginning, it's gonna caramelize and the sugar that's left over, if there's any sugar, that will come through in the end as this weird kind of candy smell. I hate that smell, and it's bothered me for at least 4 brews until finally my element in this still broke. It burnt out. I was halfway through heating something and it burnt out on me and went poof, and that was the end of it. So I had to try and find a replacement element. So I got a new one. It's 2,400 watts, which is double what I actually need. The original one was 1,320 watts, and that was way too overpowered in the beginning, and that was giving me this uncontrollable sugar stink, and I was hating it. And then one day the element blew. I replaced the element, and because the element's 2,400 watt, I got a power controller, and at the moment I'm running it at 162 volts, which is a little bit higher because the boiling temperature has gone up. But now I can control the water and the quality that's coming out of the tube. And I can also control the heating temperature in the beginning all the way through to the end. And that way I don't get the sugar smell anymore, and I'm still running tails at 65%. So that is the quality of the condenser, nothing to do with what's left in the still.